Welcome back to the Cozy Cottage Homestead. Y'all know what's better than being frugal is free, and it is free to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for leaving those friendly comments. So today we are out by the bunny barn and we're going to talk about the new animals that we have on the homestead. So this is the back side of the bunny barn. I have a friend that wants to know exactly how it was built. So it used to be a door that walked through. We closed it in with wire and chicken wire. I moved my bicycle that was way over there, over here, an older bicycle. I put some flower baskets on it, picked up some stuff from like Goodwill and thrift stores, little wire baskets, put some artificial flowers in it. Yes, I need to change out my flowers. I haven't done that recently, but I got it moved over here. We have 2 miniature roses on each side. And then around the bottom you see is some bricks. Very frugal. Anytime we get a brick that's broke or we pull up some old wood posts, try to pull up those bricks, or if something breaks and it's concrete. So I just went ahead and made it one big bed. It was one here and one here, and the opening would be through the middle. But since we have some new animals on the homestead, we went on ahead and closed that door in, and I'll show you those animals here in a minute. Right now the bunny barn is kind of winterized. It has the tarps that roll down on the sides. We have some pieces of metal, tin roofing on both sides and some tin on the bottom, and then this is still open for right now. So just wanted to show the back side of it, and then I'll talk about it more in a few minutes on how it was built and show a little more up close. I think some of the other videos that I've done on the bunny barn, you probably can see it, but I'm going to try to show a little more in detail, you know, how it was built. But we made this space look pretty. Got to have some pretty stuff, use some old stuff, make it look new again, and just, it works, it's cute, we love it. And now we're going to go on inside, or go around the yard and show you some of the animals that we recently got here on the homestead. I hope y'all will enjoy them as much as we are, because I'm pretty sure they're going to be on some videos, and even if they're not on some videos, you're probably going to hear them. So we'll go around the other side and talk about these new animals here on the homestead. But you can see up here, it was actually one piece that was built on 4x4s, and then they run some 2x4s across, and they use those bricks that you can stick the 4x4 in there. I'm not sure what they're called. And they built the one side, and this side has 4 cages. And this side has 3 cages, and then they made a little bin for feed, or they had a spot where they had a dog that was living in there, and you can see the bricks right there. And they just attached the two by these boards right here, that one little 2x4 on both sides, and then attached it in the middle. And then they have the little shield that goes across, like you put on the eave of a roof, to attach both sides, and then screwed that down. And it's very sturdy and it works good. So this is Penny. He's on this side. We moved him over here instead of the back corner. Then we have the one little girl. And then we have the possum. And now we have this cage over here open, and it's kind of dark in this corner, and I felt like he was not happy back there, so I moved him. And this is the other side that you've seen from the back side. And you can see the bricks right here, the 4x4s. And then it just kind of made like 2 sides, and then they stuck the 2 sides together. And it was wired for lights, and it's really cool because it has an extension cord right there, a wire that you can plug an extension cord into it, and then you can have lights out here for fans or heat lamps or whatever for when it's cold or hot. Over here, this is my storage for extra feeders and stuff. The 2 nesting boxes. Of course, I have a weed eater right there, electric weed eater, that I have for around the yard. And then this cage here was 2 cages, and we made it into one large brooder. So this is going to be my brooder for chicks and stuff. So my feed was sitting down here, and you can see that's a big old, probably 4x4 area. And the guy we bought it from had a dog that would sleep in here, and then after the dog, he didn't have it no more, he put the feed there, and that's what we had always done, was put the feed there. Well, it also made a perfect nesting box for a huge bird. So we put a deck on top and set our feed on top, and you can see the fan back behind there and a little shelf right here, and it turned out good. So we put a bunch of bedding on this side. On the outside is lattice, and then I have tarps that roll up and down for winter time. So this side over here, y'all got to see one of them, is where the rabbit manure falls. And until there's actually chicks in a brooder, we don't have to worry about anything falling. But we did put a perch across there. And I am happy to go ahead and let y'all know that we have some new turkeys on the homestead. I'm sure you heard the gobble. I haven't named them yet. There's a little female over there. We have another one that we were going to dispatch because he has a dislocated, probably an arm socket or something. And he has a hard time walking around, but he does get around pretty good. And I'm not really sure. I think he's around 2 years old. And we were going to just dispatch him, but I wasn't sure of his health condition or if it was something else that was going on with him. So we did not dispatch him. We decided to keep him since I don't have to like pick him up and move him. He pretty much comes in and out of the bunny barn. So it works out great. And we went ahead and decided to utilize this space to make a nesting box. Just simply move the feed up right there. It worked out perfect. We have a waterer right here up on bricks so that they can reach them better. So I mean, it was a good use of space. Eventually, if I need to, I will build a turkey barn for them. These are a heritage breed. I'm gonna mess up the name and butcher it most definitely. I have to think about it before I pronounce it because it's not a name that I'm used to saying. But they are a heritage breed. They are good for meat birds, which is the plan once they get to lay in and everything. It's supposed to be 2 hens and 1 turkey. I'm not sure if the one hen over there, it looks like it could possibly be a male. But they do say that there is a slight chance that a female can have a beard. It's a 10% chance. It's very slim. But we'll see. Either way, they're very sweet birds, very docile, very good natured. We have them pretty close to the house so that we can enjoy them and watch out for predators. But we absolutely enjoy them. We had turkeys here on the homestead before, but they did not live very long. And we had them in with the chickens, and for whatever reason, they were young too. These are already older. I'm gonna let that traffic pass. But they are, let me see if I can pronounce it. I'll definitely put it in the caption. Narragansetts or Narragansetts. It's a mix of a wild breed and a domestic breed. This boy here is just a ham bone. Let me show you the other one over here. He is the one that has something wrong with his leg. They called him Ham. And he is just a big baby. He will let you pet him, let you love on him. Both the boys will. Beautiful, beautiful birds. Now Ham there, he is extremely heavy. When we went to pick him up to bring him home, it was all we could do to get him up and get him in a cage to bring him home. He's gotten extremely heavy, and probably because of his leg injury. See, he can get around, and he'll come see you and everything. I do have some treats for him. And all the chickens, of course, are going crazy because every day I walk outside and check on the animals and give them some treats. Y'all want some treats? Y'all want some treats? So, real quick, I don't know how long this video is running. I can't see. I get out here and start enjoying the animals and don't even think about it. But I got these turkeys. Go ahead and dump the rest of those treats in their feed bowl. And I have grit for them in their little feed bowl. So I got these turkeys from Mr. Michael and Miss Courtney over at Old Frederick's Farmstead. Mr. Michael has been having some serious health problems. So if you're a praying kind of person, I would ask for you to please say a prayer for him. He just went through a surgery. I'm not going to disclose, what all was going on with him, but it's very serious enough that he is going to be having to take a break from homesteading right now and from all of his animals. And his animals were his kids, they were his babies, they were his hobby, they were his everything. And he ended up having to sell everything, and he called me and we talked and kind of told me what was going on, told me what he had, and I was like, most definitely I will take the turkeys. I was really interested in a couple of other things, but they had already sold. But I definitely wanted the turkeys. We had been talking about getting some more turkeys on the homestead anyway, but to help another brother out, we were able to purchase them fairly reasonable. And plus I knew how they were handled, how they were taken care of, that they had been treated right, they were nice, they were sweet, and we were just extremely excited, but also extremely sad to hear of all the stuff that he's going through. But we know the Lord's going to heal him, and we just have to keep trusting and believing. One day at a time, one step at a time is still progress. So he is doing a little bit better. It is a long road ahead of him, but we're just going to keep praying and keep believing that one day he'll be able to get back to it and enjoy his animals and be able to do all that stuff again. But right now he's just focusing on getting better and getting well. So that's why he hasn't been posting a lot on his channel right now, and he's not able to. But you can still go show some love and tell him you're praying for him, and I'll put a link to it in the description or put it somewhere on the video or do a shout out to him or whatever. I'm sure he's finally excited that I'm able to get a video out so he can see how his babies are doing and how well they're doing and how well loved they are, and just to know that we are praying for him. He is my neighbor from Mississippi, so he's not too far from my house. I'm in Louisiana, so we're not too far apart. We do plan on getting together and visit him once he gets a little better. So I just want y'all to know that, and go check out his channel and just tell him you're thinking about him or you're praying for him, because he needs all the prayer he can have right now. And also for his wife, this is not an easy thing whenever you have to care for someone else. Trust me, I know. I have been a caregiver for many people, and it was very tiring, and sometimes the caregiver just gets overwhelmed and it's just very stressful. But I am so thankful that Mr. Michael decided to go ahead and lighten his load and his wife's load while he was going through all of this right now. Because, he can get more animals later, and he probably even can get some of the same animals that he had back or offspring from them. So we definitely plan on, if there's any turkeys, baby turkeys, if we have any offspring, he don't have to worry about that. He'll have more turkeys. And yes, I have to pause for a minute because I am so tender-hearted. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about something else. So the back side of the cage, I roll down a tarp, the bunny barn. And I've talked about this before, but I have a friend that has a Facebook group that she wants to build her one. So I'm trying to give her a good view of all of it. So on the back side, the tarps roll down. Now underneath the lattice, we put chicken wire so that nothing would come through on the other side, because that side's not fenced. But this side just goes into the turkey yard, so it doesn't matter. Then I'm thinking about putting some pickets across the bottom of it just to make it more of a sturdy thing, and leave the top open with the lattice, so that during the summertime, which is when we have a lot of heat, usually don't have this kind of cold weather here, just to make it look more like a barn and more rustic, because we're taking down the old wood fence, so I can use some of that to wall up the sides. But we ended up making it, I'm sorry y'all gonna see my car in here, we made it 40 by 30. So we've been very busy, very busy making them their yard. And then they have the bunny barn, which is about 10 by 10. So concrete and post. We put it in a pretty flat spot. So like I said, when I tell you we've been busy, don't even have to worry about how busy we've been. We left the wire here because we're going to extend the fence back some to connect it to the wood fence right here. You can see we took down a big section of it. Right here, you can see on the edge of the fence where we started working on the raised beds. Got most, I think we got all of them finished actually. We just got to get them filled up. But this is 40 feet by about probably closer to 40 by 35, something where like that for their new house, their new yard. I had these tire beds out here on the other side of the bunny barn, but I moved them over here to grow the spaghetti squash on it. I know some people are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're growing something in tires. Well, since the beginning of tires, people have always thrown them out in the yard and grown stuff in them, so I'm not really worried about that. We went with the 5-foot fence just to make sure it was taller. We still have to cut that pole off. The gate is only 4 foot, but I am going to order me a 5-foot gate. Again, we just used what we had. We already had concrete. We already had wood posts. We try to keep that stuff on hand. Mr. Bob over here hanging out, seeing what Mama's talking about. So this is the bunny barn, which is now the turkey's house for right now. So I do have to walk a little further to get to my house, but you know, that doesn't bother me. I don't like seeing my car anyway. Literally, I see people posting these videos about, oh, I haven't left home in like a week. Well, I probably don't leave home in 2 or 3 weeks, or maybe even longer sometimes. But I don't really like seeing my car from my house. This is all I see is my raised beds, and y'all can see they are looking good. We're going to be working on some more fencing. I'm going to put a walk-through gate out there past that wood post to the right, and we'll have a nice long walkway coming up through the raised beds all the way up to our little cozy cottage. So, but this is the little bunny barn, the brooder area, now the turkey's house. So eventually we'll probably build them their own house, but I can tell you they seem like they love it already. I love that they come right up to you, let you love on them, let you pet them. Someone sneeze or someone talks loud, they gobble at you. You can whistle at them and talk to them and they gobble. But pretty cool birds. We're really enjoying them. And I just want to go ahead and show that to y'all. I don't want this video to go too long because I look at these turkeys all day long and I love them. And all the other animals are all excited because I'm out here and they're thinking she's fixing to bring us some treats. But hope you can see how big this boy is. They called him Ham, but he is huge. He's heavy, but he's doing good. He seems like he's happy. He can move around. Sometimes at night we have to come out here and make sure he's getting into the barn, but he is doing just fine. He has a little wobble, and I was like, you know, I was gonna go ahead and take care of him, but we decided to just go ahead and hang on to him. You know, sometimes in life we think just because something is a problem we should just take care of it, or especially if it's like an animal. As long as he can get around and move and he's eating and drinking, I'm just not going to be able to do it. Now, once they have some offspring, and we know that is the mindset that we are going to raise them for food, then that's what we'll do with them. But as far as this old boy, even though I wasn't friends with him and didn't know him, I knew he was somebody's baby, and they couldn't do it either. So I just decided to keep him around and let him finish out his life, because he really wasn't hurting anything, and he sure doesn't eat that much. So, alright, so this is the new animals on the Cozy Cottage Homestead. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for leaving those friendly comments, and go check out Old Frederick's Farm Homestead, and I will leave a link below. So farewell, Homestead family, friends, and neighbors from the Cozy Cottage Homestead.